Today on Exposure, do we have a treat for you? We catch up with none other than Miss Dominique Dunn of Fruve Xpress. Find out how she went from rockaware to enjoying the fruits of her own labor. Exposure. We also catch up with the real estate phenom, Miss Whitney Hampton. Listen as she drops major gems on all of us. We also interview Mr. Sean Ledree of the new app called The Loop. Exposure. And we head out to Bridgeview, Illinois to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of Stanmorr Sports. Plus, an interview with the owner of Angelz. So lock in your DoorDash order and plug in your charger and get ready for a new episode of Exposure.
What's up, Exposure? Now we are out and about.
Yes.
Where we at, girl?
We are at Fruve Xpress Juicery. Y'all see this beautiful lady to the right of us? Now I know we look like we at a fashion store because you see how the black silk. I feel underdressed. I wasn't ready.
She bad over here.
She bad. Did y'all see the heels? Can you catch the heel, producer? Can you? Okay, we'll get them later. Anyway, so we are at Fruve Xpress. We are so excited for allowing us to come into your space.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Miss Dominique, y'all. Miss Dominique.
So,
let's go ahead and get into it.
Okay.
But we have some fun questions first.
Okay.
So it's just a few
I'm
questions.
looking at your face.
It's just
See,
a few
she asked us, what's my questions? We're going to give you 2. That's all
They did not tell
me.
me before this started, just so y'all know.
So just a few questions.
Okay.
All right. You got 5 seconds to answer each question.
Oh, okay.
It's only 10
Okay.
questions, but they just fun.
They're just fun. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go. Spaghetti or salad?
Spaghetti. Ooh, salad.
Okay, eyelashes or lip gloss?
Eyelashes.
iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Car or SUV?
SUV.
Lexus or Jeep?
Lexus.
New York or Chicago?
Oh.
Well, I knew it was going to get you.
How old am I at this time? Because now, Chicago.
It's okay. I need an hour, so
I'm on business right now, so we're going to say Chicago.
Okay. Wine or vodka?
Wine.
Okay. Date night outside the house or Netflix and chill?
Right now, during pandemic, Netflix and chill. But before a pandemic, outside.
Okay.
Smoothie or detox drink?
Detox drink.
Okay.
Last one.
Hot sauce or barbecue sauce?
Ooh, barbecue sauce.
Okay, you did
Mild
it.
sauce.
See, you did it. That was easy.
Mild sauce was not a choice. It was
Barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce.
Okay.
The mild sauce.
If you're from Chicago, then you would say mild sauce.
You're right. I know, man. That was a good question. More with Dominique in a moment. We caught up with one of Chicago's hottest new dance groups, Angelz. Let's check them out.
And we are behind the scenes with the Angelz, and to the right of us, we got the creator, the founder of the Angelz. What's going on, Puff?
Nothing much. We here at the shoot, getting it done on the Sunday. So
Man, y'all killing it. I swear I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm coming. I have no idea what y'all doing. But
Look,
I'm
Puff,
ready.
I was over here. I was about to do that, nah?
we can work with you. I got you. Because y'all look good, so I got you.
You got it. So where did Angelz come from? Where did that name come from?
Actually, our first video that we did, it was random. Like, I woke up one day like, I want to be creative because I took a break from it. And I hit up 4 girls that I knew. We did the first video. And then after that, we was like, what we gonna call it? And I was like, you know what? I don't know. Then they was like, well, your IG name is Red. Can you do something with Red? And I'm like, well, Red's Angelz. Let's do Red's Angelz. And not to be corny, but Angelz in a way, they kind of saved me at a point in my life where I wasn't as confident. I was just working a 9 to 5. So at that time, they helped me rebuild my confidence with dancing, creative directing. So that's how the women came along, and we made the Red's Angelz.
So we got the beautiful Brittany in the building. Let me tell you, looking fabulous as always.
Yes, give it to them, girl. Give it to them.
Yes. So can you tell us, how long have you been a part of Angelz?
I've been a part of Angelz since it first began. So Puff told me about this idea. I was all for it. First it started with like 3 or 4 girls, and now we got a whole team.
Wow. So we see you guys about to reenact in Vogue. What's the story behind that?
All right. So me and Puff came up with this idea since it's Black History Month to incorporate Black culture. So we thought about doing the 5 Heartbeats, Sparkle, different Black artists that perform and make a Red Angelz Lounge. Let me say that. Like giving off a little Apollo kind of in a way.
Definitely.
So how long have you been dancing for?
I have been dancing all my life, but I've been with Red Angelz from, let me think, been about 5 years or 4 years now.
What's the passion behind you dancing?
Me, I've been dancing all my life. My family dances. I've been watching Beyonce, Janet Jackson, and from there, I just been dancing.
And just create a whole new lane for our dance community. Yeah.
So how long have you been a part of the Red Angelz?
I've been part of Red Angelz, Lord have mercy. I just started last year.
Oh, okay.
So a few months.
Okay.
A few months, yeah. So that's all right. A few months.
Did you go to CPS? You went to CPS?
I work for CPS.
Oh.
I teach dance in CPS schools.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to figure out your math skills because I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right. Suburbs. Suburbs. That's
Okay,
all right.
so we're not gonna blame this on
Don't blame
CPS
it on-
then.
don't
We ain't
do
gonna blame
that.
this on CPS.
Don't do it.
So you have a young boy out there, a young man who wants to dance. What advice would you give them?
Keep God first.
Let's go. Oh, I was about to go in.
Keep God first. You know, and that's just real. That's real. Like just coming from the heart. Like I was born and raised in church, and I wouldn't be nothing without God. Period. And that's why I'm so successful as I am. I just kept God first. Kept God first. Keep planning. Keep praying. Keep practicing.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, for sure. Do you have a favorite genre of dancing? You like reggae? You like hip hop?
Hip hop is my thing, but I do know reggae, I do know Latin, I do know African. I do know a little bit of ballet, a little tap from here and there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a free spirit. Free spirit.
Okay, and so did y'all know he's the captain of the Red Angelz? What's the favorite part of being the captain of the Red Angelz?
Tell people what to do.
It ain't even like that. Actually, people don't understand. People want to take the role as a boy or a girl captain. Don't understand the role that it takes. You know what I'm saying? It really takes. You have to have the leadership skills to be able to conduct in an environment with adults. You know what I'm saying? And they have to be able to look up to you. You have to have something special. You have to be able to reason with everybody and still be able to lay the law down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's a lot that goes into leadership roles. But man, I do this.
What's up? Your boy Twister right here, rocking with the Millen Twins on Exposure.
Yeah. We just gonna move on because I'm
gonna move on.
Yeah, I'm over it.
We gonna press.
Okay.
Anyway, we have another phenomenal woman in the studio. Let me tell y'all.
Oh my Lord.
We already had a ball. I'm hot.
Sweating.
Before the interview. Let me tell you.
Look, sweating. 37 in menopause already.
Don't speak that into existence.
You was just talking about it.
I'm a comedian though.
I could joke about these things.
Is that what you gonna do? Who we got in the studio, girl?
Okay, so we got Whitney Hampton in the studio tonight. How are you feeling? Look, the interview gonna be 4 hours. Usually it's only an hour. We've been dancing, rapping, freestyling. We got people in the building.
Yes.
How are you feeling today?
I am great. I am so excited to be with you guys.
I know. We had so much fun. We've been having fun
Already.
Yes.
Come on, Jinx. We can't do that on the show.
We can't. We interviewing. All right. So anyway,
I know,
right? Because we'll be looking at each other.
Are you gonna jinx me or what?
Can we working?
Okay, go.
All right. So I have a question.
Yes.
I hope so. It's an interview.
It is. So right. So we was walking in the streets. It's us three. We hanging out, and the people like, that's Whitney. That's Whitney right there. What do you want to hear people saying about Whitney Hampton?
That she's changing lives. I want to hear that I'm inspiring, that I'm motivating, and that I am changing the trajectory of our communities.
Let's go. Yeah. Come on, word.
Offering basket. The Bible says.
Say it. Uh-huh.
Oh, hold on.
But
Let me
she
say
saw
something.
it.
She didn't go to church.
I was ready.
In trajectory, chapter 2,
Yes.
verses 1.
Mm-hmm.
Whitney Hampton, come on.
Oh,
I felt the prophecy. Prophecy is for
it
pride.
ain't about you right now.
And then,
I'm ready.
she ready too. She going along with it. Don't you cut off
I'm
the
sorry.
Up that, I was ready to get
Come on, doodle.
Let's go. Come on. See, now who done hooked up this interview? Because we ain't gonna get to not another question. The interview is already over. Thank you guys for watching. Stay safe. Put your mask up.
Please.
All right. No, but exactly.
Social distance.
But we've been watching you.
Yes.
And you are making a difference.
Thank you.
So let's see, where should we start? What do you do 9 to 5?
I'm a full-time real estate broker. I call myself the real estate strategist, the wealth enthusiast, but I am teaching millennials how to use real estate to create legacies of wealth.
Wow. So what motivated you really to get into real estate? Like, I know people get into it. It's money. I'm like, yeah, let's go. You know, so.
And interestingly enough, I didn't get into it for money.
Okay.
I wasn't even thinking of money when I started real estate. I actually got into real estate completely on a whim. I had a lot of friends that were in construction. We were doing fix and flips. And so I said, man, we should film this and try to shoot it to DIY Network or HGTV and try to get a show.
Right.
And so we did that, and one of the contractors said, but we're missing a really important element. And I said, what? We need a real estate broker. And so I said, oh, so who should we use as a real estate broker? Whitney, you're smart. Why don't you become a real estate broker?
Wow.
And so I said, well, I don't even know what that takes. I literally Googled it on the spot, signed up for the class, started the following week, and at the same time was working in corporate America downtown, going to DePaul University at night, and I started the 6-week course, passed the test the first time, and again was not looking at real estate as this is something that I'm actually going to use. It was really just to jumpstart us hopefully getting a TV show.
Right.
About 9 months after I got my license, I said, wow, I have the license. It actually costs to keep your license.
Right.
Because I'm paying these fees and I'm not using it at all. So what can I do, you know, to actually put this into use? So I told some of the conductors on Metro, listen, you know, y'all know I go to school and y'all know I work downtown, but I also have my real estate license. So if you happen to know anybody looking to buy a house, you know, send them my way. One of the conductors called me the following week and said, I have a cousin that's moving from California back to Chicago, and she's interested in buying a house. I said, oh, I would love to help her. He said, I already gave her your information, so I just wanted you to be on the lookout. I said, you did tell her that I've never done this before.
First
and
time.
he was like, yes, but I told her that you like have a great personality. Like, I believe you're a woman of character, so you'll be able to walk her through it. I said, okay, cool. Wow. We talked, long story short, found them their dream home, her and her husband, well below budget. I do have a degree in finance and Spanish from DePaul.
Okay,
so that was like a huge part of what,
Yes.
you know, I was presenting to them. Like, it's fine that you were pre-approved for this amount, but we want to make sure you're not house poor, so we need to create a budget. And so we were going through all of this. We get to the closing table. Her husband breaks down and starts crying. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, is everything okay? Like, tell me what you're experiencing.
Right.
And he says, we're the first people in our family to own.
Oh, wow.
And even throughout this process, we never actually thought it was going to happen.
Right.
And now here we are. And that changed my life that day. Even going to school for finance, the motivation was that I wanted to help Black entrepreneurs. My grandparents were entrepreneurs, uncles, so many of my family members were entrepreneurs. And we were introduced to like the Black Chamber of Commerce in Chicago, but those businesses never lasted. They would, you know, the parent would start it, then when the parent passed, the business would go under. Sometimes it wouldn't even last the whole time the parent was alive. And so I used to ask my grandparents, like, I love this food or I love this product. Why don't they stay in business? They're good businesses. And my grandfather said they don't know how to manage money.
Wow. Yeah.
We as a people aren't taught that.
Yeah.
And so that's why I went to school. So when I saw their reaction in real estate, I said, this is what I can do. I always wanted to change lives. I wanted to be impactful and change our communities. This is how I can do it every day.
Wow.
And after that, it was over.
That is amazing.
Keep it locked. Exposure will return in a moment.
Vision, resilience, hard work, overcoming adversity. These words define the Circle Foundation and our mission at Innovations High School. Thanks to staff, partnerships, and donors, our arts-integrated high school and mentoring programs have delivered a 90% graduation rate for more than 10 years running. Our downtown location and resources benefit thousands of youth, building strong relationships, producing great outcomes. Join us in keeping youth on track for success. Learn more at circlefound.org.
Now let's flip the script and check out Sean Ledree with the Loop app.
Weather, it is dramatic. Places that normally don't get snow. You hear all the stories about how people are just trying to stay warm. So literally my heart goes out to everyone who's lost power.
Oh, he's so compassionate, even though we're still mad because, he's not in Chicago right now, viewers,
he's in
somewhere far.
sunny California.
Where it's really hot. But you're from Chicago though, right?
I pay my dues.
You're right.
I grew up on the south side of Chicago, shoveling snow and putting a chair out to save the parking spot. So,
come on, baby. I tell you, it's chairs everywhere. That's all we see. Chairs and paint buckets.
And
you
crates.
Be like, look, and then you get mad, but you're like, let me go get my chair because somebody took my spot the other day, and I had a whole attitude. We were out there shoveling, not you. Okay, well, we back. I'm back.
Bring it down.
I'm sorry.
That's what we going through right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's
pray
why
for
you
us.
move. We next.
Okay.
Be your neighbors.
There's plenty of space.
Definitely. So you just launched something very big, huge earlier this month. So can you tell our viewers what you just launched?
Yeah, so I just launched a financial app that we're really excited about because a lot of people that I come in contact with, they know that I've worked on Wall Street and have experience with investments, and they always ask me like, hey, where do I get started? How do I actually increase my knowledge? And I always tell them things that they don't want to hear. Like, number one, are you saving, right? Do you have a budget? But because the idea for me is that if you're investing without a specific goal, you're wasting your time. And one of the things that I like to talk about is the fact that let's look at lottery winners. And you're like, Sean, why are you talking about lottery winners? Because a lot of times when people invest with no purpose, it literally is gambling. It's not investing, right? You think about everyone who was, a couple of weeks ago, you couldn't get enough of hearing about GameStop, right? $50 stock shoots up to $400 and everybody wants in. Same thing with American Airlines, same thing with AMC theaters, right? So the idea that I always talk about lottery winners is that a third of all lottery winners end up in more debt than when they actually started. Now think about that for a second, right? That you literally started off with nothing, and now you've actually 3-4 years later, you actually have less than nothing, right? And the reason being that you see the cycle of where you have lottery winners go from instant millionaires back to the poorhouse is because they don't sit down to budget. They don't sit down and have a plan for their money. And so if you're not planning to succeed, you're planning to fail. And so I start with basic principles. Let's create a budget. Let's look at your cash flows. Let's look at your expenses. Are you actually spending more money eating out than you actually make, right? Are you spending more money trying to just have a really great time, or spending more money on shoes, kicks, and clothes than actually things that are important? Because at the end of the day, if you're not saving, then you can't have any type of capital to invest. And that's the whole name of the game, right? You want to put your money to work so that you're not constantly working for your money, but at some point your money's working for you.
So your target is towards for the Black and Brown community.
That is correct. And so our app is designed to focus on Black and Latino communities who have been underserved, underbanked. We know that there are certain things within the Black and Brown communities that are just more, that weigh on us more heavily, right? So if you go on from a predominantly Black or predominantly Brown community and you go on to college, there's a lot of debt that you might take on if you're a first or second time, college graduate from a college attendee from that family. We know that typically that, we're the last ones hired, first ones fired, right? And so the idea of having this app is to provide the tools that most people don't have the comfort to raise their hand and say, I don't know what a stock is. I don't know what a 401k is. I don't know what tax advantage is. And it's okay. It's fine, because everyone had to learn at some point. And my God, if I can learn these things, anyone can learn these things, right? And so we wanted to provide an app that would help people take the actual boogeyman and fear out of creating a budget and being able to stick to it. And then also provide a safe environment for people to learn at their own pace. And the great thing about it, Carice and Crystal, is that we have a way for the app to actually communicate regardless of where you're coming from. So old fuddy-duddy like me, I like to read articles. We got something for you there. For some people, they like videos. And then if you're my son's age and you just like Twitter and Snapchat, we got something for you there as well. So we're trying to cater to all people in terms of this platform.
Catch the full-length interview on our YouTube, xXposure that is. Now let's take it back to the South Loop with Fruve Xpress.
So for the people who don't know, you came from the fashion world.
Yes.
In New York.
Yes.
What made you transition into the health and wealth world?
So I'm from Chicago. Once I graduated high school, I went to New York to go to FIT, to finish my education in college. And when I was in high school, I worked at the Lark. Do you all remember the Lark?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I worked at the Lark.
That's telling our age right there. It's okay.
Right, but yeah, so I started at the Lark. At first, I wanted to be a pediatric psychiatrist. Yeah, so I started going to like DePaul while I was in high school in this program that they offer for high schoolers, just so they can start, getting their feet wet to just figure out what, profession they wanted to go in. And then we started doing case studies, and it was really depressing for me, at that age and the time of my life. And I was like, I cannot imagine, just hearing these type of stories every day, even though I know I want to help people.
Right.
So fast forward back to what I was saying, working at the Lark, that was like my part-time job. I love clothes, love fashion. So that was like right up my alley. And then the owner of the Lark, I just started, picking his brain and asking him questions. And he was actually a professor part-time at FIT. So he was actually the one that introduced me to FIT because at that time I was looking at schools in California for fashion. And he was like, no, you need to go check out, FIT. So my mom and we went to to New York, and I love New York. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, big city, it's not similar to Chicago, but it is. On that same scale as being a big, fast-paced city. Right. So I was like, hey, let's do that, So graduated high school, moved to New York, and the rest is history. I started at FIT, and then I was bored, with not with the classes, but after school. And one of the classes that I went to, I basically picked my own classes, and I picked the wrong class. I picked starting a small business. What freshman is really ready to start a small business then? But it just sounds good when you're reading, the curriculum, like, oh, yeah, I want to take this class. Exactly. So long story short, it was a lady in there, and she was doing like continuing education, and her husband was a designer at Rockaware. So we had to basically do a whole business plan. That was the whole semester. And I guess her and I, we hit it off. And I was like, I need a job. I need something. And she was like, I can't make any promises. I can just introduce you to my husband. And I'm, with Chicago, how we are. We like, look, just get me to the person and I'm going to do the rest, And that's basically how it went. I met her husband. I interviewed with him, and I was like, I'm really not trying to do design. I'm more of the business side of it. So he was like, well, I can't tell you got it. If you're working with me, then you got it. But other than that, I can just point you in the right direction. So he did that, and then I met like the CEO and the CFO who worked alongside like Jay-Z and Damon Dash on the licensee side. And basically they hired me. So that's what I was doing. Well, not hired, not yet. I was interning at first. And then after I was interning, they loved me so much, they ended up having a position for the Midwest. And I could live anywhere in the Midwest. So, of course, I'm like, well, I'm about to go back to Chicago, working for Rockaware, I'm like, I'll finish school later. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I couldn't pass up that opportunity, and me coming from the Lark, again, you all know the Lark, that was like one of the top stores for us to shop at. So that pretty much was my only resume. On my resume was the Lark, and then the owner, vouching for me, like, this is how she, this is how she operates. So that's really how I got my foot in the door with Rockaware. I was like, well, you could call him. He will tell you anything you need to know. I'm like, I don't have any other experience, what I'm saying? So they was like, all right, get him on the phone. And I guess they was trying to call my bluff. So they was like, you got Lenny on it? I was like, I sure do. Exactly. And I called, and he was like, okay, Dominique, give me a second. I called him off guard or whatever. But so then they hired me, and I worked for them. And then I worked for Rockaware, Apple Bottom, Sean John. I did like all of the licensees for them. So you would go into the department stores, and how you see the brand's merchandise, that's basically what I did. I made sure like all of the brands were coordinated all around the United States.
Now let's take it to Bridgeview with Stanmorr Sports.
All right, what's up, Exposure? We are here at Stanmorr Guns Range, and we have the wonderful owner of the building, Mr. Joseph. How you doing, Mr. Joseph?
I am blessed.
Good. First of all, you are here celebrating 1 year anniversary of this beautiful gun range. How you feeling?
I feel blessed. I feel blessed to be between two awesome women that look alike. I'm very happy right now.
So we read about a different way that you celebrated your first year anniversary. Can you talk about that a little bit? Well, you did trainings. And,
yeah. So what we did, I wanted to give 500 people a chance. Wow. 500 minorities. So I sponsored 500 minorities. I paid all their fees, and we're doing all their taking them through the application. And then out of the 500 people, we have 120 people that we're raffling out tonight. They're going to win a free concealed and carry class. And we're going to take care of that as well.
Wow.
Yes.
So being that Chicago is going through a crazy time with all the gun violence and stuff, what are you offering? What type of trainings are you offering for the community to keep them safe?
Family, firearms, safety, and training.
Awesome.
Family, firearms, safety, and training. We even want to help the children because there's a lot of incidental shootings, and so we want to be able to train everybody in the house to be able to be safe and to be trained.
Right.
Yes.
What age range? I
have my 8-year-old daughter that can break down.
Well, come on, she better than me.
And she can shoot.
Oh,
so you need to train me then.
Yeah,
you need to train me.
Yeah, so these children, they'll be able to help us when we, like, say if we leave the gun. Mama, hold on a minute. We put this together instead of them being ignorant and curious, right? And that's why a lot of the time these incidents happen. But it's just really for to take the monster out of this, the bad stigma. We have a black man here. We have other black men that we want to be able to show good things.
Definitely.
What's up, world?
Okay, go ahead, Crystal.
You gonna start or I'm gonna start?
Go ahead, I'm gonna start. What's up, world? Now we got the famous, Slick in the building. How you doing, kiddo?
It's an honor. It's an honor to be here.
Yo,
It's been a minute.
I mean, it's been a long time. You know, COVID has shut a lot of things down.
It has.
You know, but it's good to see you. It's blessed. Yeah.
You know, go ahead with the A/B selection.
No, he don't have to.
Yes. Now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum.
Back up dancers.
What might be right for you
that's it.
may not be right for some.
Come on, y'all. All right. No, they got to pay for the rest. If you want to see him, catch him in
Figure out
concert.
what his tour is. So what brings you here today?
I'm just here to support, man. Black-owned business. My man Joe, Pete Coakley, my brother. So we just here having a good time. I just came and slid in somebody A&B and selections did.
I was like, is that Slick over there singing?
Yeah,
it is him. I was like, we know him.
Yeah, so it's dope, man. It's an honor to be here. Good to see y'all.
Definitely. So
can we do this before? You know, I'm gonna interrupt the interview. I just want to hit
see how people take
on
over.
three.
They take
Yes,
over.
because I just want to hear. And we are
The
Melanin Twins.
Come on with that.
You had to put the bass in there. All right, no, seriously. Good to see y'all, though.
You too. So I got a quick question. So it's a lot going on in the city with the violence and things of that nature. What's your thoughts on it?
My thoughts on it is we need better funding in our communities, but it starts at home first. You know, I wish a lot of these parents would really keep an eye on their children because it's just messed up. So, you know, years ago I did a song called Please, in which I donated all of proceeds to that song to various different causes.
Thank you.